If you're just starting out with print on demand, or if you want to do something really simple on t-shirts, I have 9 text designs, text only designs that sell on print on demand. I'm going to show you in this video where I found these different styles for text, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do them in Affinity Designer, but you can use Canva or any of these because these are really simple, and I'm going to show you the basic design techniques for these text designs. So let's get into the internet and I'll show you exactly how I found these so you can look for these yourself. So here I am on Amazon Merch on Demand, and basically what I did was look for the best sellers, and these are the best sellers right now on Amazon Merch on Demand using Pretty Merch Pro Plus. And if I scroll down here, you can see some of these are text only, not a lot of these, but some of these. So if we scroll down, still has some graphics here, so I'm looking just for text, like this one right here, Baltimore. This is just text, class of 2037. Let's see, that's just text, right? That's just text. Right here's just text. So you can see every few, or maybe 1 in every 10 on Amazon, or something like that, 1 in every 20 are just text. You can see just text, just text, just text. So I went through those and then saved them. I also went to Redbubble. So here's Redbubble. I went to clothing. I'm going to classic t-shirts. Now, I don't know if this is exactly the best sellers, but it says right here, best selling. So I'm going to do best selling. And Redbubble is one of those where it's mostly graphics. So if you're trying to do text designs on Redbubble, you may not get as many sales as if you did it on Amazon, because if you scroll through here, you look at this, this one is just text, but a lot more just graphics or text with graphics. Let's see, another one, just text. You can see it's very hard to find. This one is another one, just text, but it's from the same brand, right? Chestify. So if we go another scroll, then Chestify. So not a lot of them, but I went through a bunch of these multiple pages and I found more than just Chestify that did it. But like I said, Redbubble has very few and far between just text. So if you're doing on Redbubble, it might be hard to sell these. But on TeePublic, if I go to TeePublic and we go to t-shirts, and let's see, and I think, yeah, it's by popular. We're gonna scroll down here. You can see this one is just text. This one right here is just text. And so a lot more common on TeePublic and Amazon than on Redbubble, where Redbubble is more about the art and things. So, but not to worry, I did all the research, went through pages and pages of bestsellers on Amazon, Redbubble, and TeePublic, and I'm gonna put together my list of 9 different styles that I found for text designs. All right, so here I am in Affinity Designer. You can see I took all the text ones that I found from different Redbubble, TeePublic, and Amazon, and I made a list. So here are the 9 that I'm going to share with you. The first one is what I'm calling left align simple font. So you can see right here, they're all left align, and they're all using just a very simple font. These are the 2 Chestify ones that we saw on Redbubble. I found these on TeePublic, and this one was on Amazon. So let me show you how to do this. These are just kind of Helvetica bold. So I'm gonna do left, let's get the right font here. So I'm gonna type in all here. Now again, you can use any sans serif font, but I'm gonna use Helvetica. So you can see there's Helvetica, and I'm gonna do bold and not align. I'm going to change this, okay, right there. And maybe let's just make it smaller. And so the idea behind this one is, you can see this is my second rodeo. Super simple, but the thing you want to do with this is, usually it's really funny, right? T-bone steak, cheese, eggs, like that's pretty funny, bro. It's my birthday, that's funny. Second rodeo, it's funny, and or sarcastic, funny, things like that. So yeah, you can do this. I would bring it in a little bit closer. You can see this is a little further. These are kind of close. That one's not as close, but most of the time it's really close. So what you would do is you'd come in here, not to stroke the character, and you can do this in other ones, but I'm gonna just bring it in. You see the space in between the lines here, the line height. I'm just gonna bring that in closer. And you can use even a thicker font. You can see this one used like a lot thicker font, but it's usually upper lowercase, but this one's uppercase, so you know, you can use with whatever, but this one is left align, very simple sans serif font. This one almost looks like veneer, right? So you could use that one too. So this is Helvetica, this is veneer. Let me show you what veneer looks like. I'm gonna come in, I have it under my favorites, and yeah, you can see that works too. So there you go. Left align simple font, kind of one of the simplest ones that you can do. Just make sure that it's kind of like a sentence. You can see most of these have 3 or more lines, kind of break in between, and usually funny. So let's do that. Okay, number 2, center aligned and one font. And the reason why I didn't say simple font is sometimes it's not a simple font. You can see this one is more of a gamer pixeled font. This one is, you know, kind of more of a handwritten font, but it's just center aligned. So we can take the same one that we did here and come here, and the only thing that's different is I'm gonna center align here. So this one, center align right there. You can see that. And usually, again, more than 3 lines, right? More than 3 lines here. So usually a sentence, and it's centered just like that. And this can be Helvetica too. If you have a pixel font and you want to do some kind of gaming thing, let's see, what pixel font do I have here? I have a pixel font called Superstar. This one's pretty cool. So if you're gonna do that, you could do that, and maybe not rodeo, but something about gaming, right? Again, these are very funny. I was fighting a bear. I paused my game to be here, things like that. So think of, you can use ChatGPT or whatever you want to come up with, type in ChatGPT, a funny sentence about, that has, what is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 10 words, something like that, and then space it out, centered. You got another t-shirt there. Again, it needs to be funny for the audience that would want to wear it, right? Okay, so that's number 2, center align, very simple. Now this is center align multiple size. So you'll notice that it's not the same size like these. This one has a smaller, and then the bigger, and then smaller again, bigger. And usually they're trying to align the same right and left. So let me show you how to do that. So I'm gonna do veneer again because I like that one. And it's easily done. I'm gonna put it on my favorites. You can't see it because it's hidden, but here's veneer. And let's do this, bruh. And what you would do is you'd hold down Option, copy this, and do it. Now I'm not saying to copy this, but I'm just gonna show you how it's laid out. And let's just say birthday so you can see the different sizes. Again, use ChatGPT or something else to come up with the phrase, but I'm showing you design. So you'd come on here and just grab these and just make it the same size as the other one. See that? So center align, multiple sizes, big, smaller, smaller than the top one, right? So depending on how long your word is or how long your sentence is, you're gonna make this bigger or smaller to kind of fit. And it's all centered aligned, so just make sure that it fits there. You can see, you could do it for class of 2037. That's not funny, but it works, right? But most of these are funny. Next one here is quotes, and use a serif font. So notice here, they're using the serif font and usually a dash in who said it. It can be big and small, but you can see a lot of times quotes, not necessarily all the times quotes, and this one doesn't have that. But let me show you what text I would use. I would use something like a Times font. So let me put na here, and then I'll do, I believe I have Times. Everyone should have Times. Yeah, Times New Roman, there we go. And, oh, why did it choose Optima? Nope, Times New Roman, there we go. So this is a serif font, not a sans serif. Serif means these little kind of looks like feet or something, but sans serif means no serif, so it doesn't have that. So this is, use these serif fonts, Palatino, Times. You'll see it when you see it, but you can see, I'll just type in here, I'm speaking, and then you can copy it and then hit the dash right next to the 0 and then type in who it is. And you can make this bigger or smaller, but that's usually kind of how you do it is you have a serif font, not sans serif, serif font. So because it looks more like a book, like you're reading a book. Usually books are using serif, so that the serifs kind of help you keep it in line like that and reading. So that's why the quotes are like that. And you can put quotes on here too. So just hit the quotes like that, and that could work too. All right, so that's number 4. Really easy one. Just make sure you use the right font, a serif font. Multiple serif fonts on multiple places if you're using Canva or whatever. This next one is multiple colors, but the same font. So real easy to do again. So I'm gonna take this, it's my birthday, bring it here. And all you need to do is like change the colors. So you can pick whatever color you want. Just make sure that it works. You can see most of the time it works on a dark t-shirt. So usually not that. I'm gonna just put this back here just so it's kind of doing the black color here, and all of these are in the front. So I'm gonna change it, you can see, to white. Usually it's kind of vintage sunset colors. So if I wanna come in here and do like maybe more like a red first and then come down and do more of an orange next and then more of a yellow next, that kind of what happens. Or you can just use, whatever font. You can see a lot of times orange and yellow and kind of a red or light blue teal is what's being used here. Or sometimes kind of like that too. So pick your colors. It can be multiple lines. Usually it's multiple lines because we're using multiple colors. A lot of times 3 or more. And it can be centered, it can be left aligned, but what you're doing is changing the colors, and this usually works really well. Okay, number 6. I'm calling it smaller font with punchline. So I'm going to zoom in here. Retired under new management, little punchline, see wife for details, right? The funny, I'm 10, punchline is in dog years, right? The big bold thing, and then you get people to read the smaller thing. So this one's kind of hard to read. Clinton made me want to be faithful. Bush made me want to, right? The punchline. This one says, I love my wife, but when you look really close, it says, I love it when my wife lets me buy more guns or play video games or whatever it is, right? So let me show you how to do this one. It's kind of self-explanatory, but if you bring this here and bring this here, right, you would just make this smaller. Bruh, it's my... Now this doesn't make sense, but you would do the bigger one here and then the smaller one here. Or if it's just one like I'm 10 in dog years, right, you would do that smaller here. So think of some funny phrase and then the punchline a little smaller. Or you can do something like this where it's kind of hidden, almost like a hidden message, right? So think about that. It can be, all of these are kind of more center aligned, but it could be right and left. I think it works really well with centered more than right and left. But yeah, save the small details or small punchline to make it a little smaller, because people see the full thing and then they look at the small thing and like, oh, that's the joke. So that's number 6, smaller font with punchline. All right, number 7 is inline font. So these right here have the lines, so you can see that they're like this vintage font, right? So here's several that I use. I'm gonna copy this and show you which one I use. One's called Monotone, and you can find that on Canva. I'm gonna show you what that looks like here. It's in my favorites here, Monotone. See that? That's an inline font. I think I have another one. Oh yeah, Prism is the other one, and Prisma is the other one. So Prism, Prisma are both inline fonts. So you can use those as well. You can see, you can just color them too. So a lot of times we're taking what we learned from the other one and kind of building on it, right? So we have this multiple colors, same font. Well, the same font in this case is the inline font, and you can see most of the time it is centered aligned too. So use that center line, use those colors, and use the inline font, and you can get something like this, which is number 7 here, which sells really well because people love just the look of this. It just feels very retro and 70s. All right, number 8, 2 more here. This one's called Arc Text. But you can see it's mostly cities. So Georgia, Baltimore, Chicago, Temple, Los Angeles, California, all doing the same kind of thing. So it's not arc, it's arch. But let me show you the difference here. So let me just type in one. Let's say we're doing one for Dublin. And we're going to use athletic font. You can see most of the time it's using an athletic font. I'm going to use this one called Superstar M54. And I'm going to make it black so you can see it. Now, a lot of times also there's an outline around it. So there's a couple ways you can do that. You can see this one is just the outline. But I'm going to do just the outline here. You can see right there, Dublin. And it can be smaller, it can be bigger. I'm going to make it just a little bit smaller, like that. Okay, so in Canva, it can't do this, but I think Canva has an app called Curved Text or Crafted Text or TextCraft or something like that. I forget what it is. I made a video for it, but I can't remember right now. But it does something similar. If we do here an Affinity Designer work group, and I showed this in Illustrator, what you would do is click on here, work group. Now, Affinity Designer only has arc, and we don't want this because this is making it come like that. You can see most of these are straight. So what you would do instead here of arc is you come in here, go work group, and do quad. And so quad, you can bring this up and you can bring that up, and there you go. Really simple, right? And that's how you would do it. Now you can see this right here is kind of getting cut off, and what you would do there is you'd come in here, convert this to curves, and then come in here. I would ungroup this, and then if I click on just the L here, remember I put an outline on it, so I need to come in here, layers, expand stroke, and then it will fill it in here. So it's kind of a two-step process, but you can see if I do that for each one of these, I'll do the eye again so you can see, come in here, text, expand stroke, and it fills it in. So that's how you do it here. You can do it with any number of these. Think of a place. It doesn't have to be Dublin. It doesn't have to be Georgia. Think of a city or a state or a country and put that in here, and there you go. Pretty easy. You can make it. This is a good one that you can scale, and it doesn't just have to be this. You can see this one says Los Angeles, California, or West Coast, or think of something else that you put in here. I've also seen this with like a circle or a square like this underneath, like this, like with the year in it or something like that. You've probably seen those. And you can round these too, so if you don't want a square, you could do kind of a rounded one that has that athletic look too. So you have that and that. So that's number 8. Number 9 is what I'm calling hidden words. So you can see here, don't quit, but it says do it, right? We're doing this with color. Now you can do the same kind of thing with filled and not filled or outline. So this says believe in yourself, but it says be you. And then this one has A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all the way the alphabet. But high is highlighted or filled in, right? So the easy way to do this is, let me show you. Come in here, and so we're using that same font, but maybe I'll do a different font here. So you can see I'm going to use impact here, and we'll do don't, whoops. So let's do the same thing here. So this one is not filled, so let's switch it. There you go. So you got filled and not filled. And if you want this little lighter, you can come in here, pull in your stroke here, and there you go. Don't quit, right? That's what it said. So quit, and then said these two would be the one like that. Come in here with the stroke. There you go. Hidden words, either with color or by doing this right here, the filled and not filled. So there you go. Those are the 9 that I think that you can do pretty simple just with text. We didn't use any graphics unless you count this as a graphic that you want to add, but you don't have to add that. You could add text underneath. So hidden words, arch text, not arc. Arc does the thing like this, but you want it straight up and down. Inline font, right? Smaller font with punchline. Multiple colors with the same font, usually center aligned. The quotes, remember to use serif fonts here. Center aligned, multiple sizes, you can see that. Center align one font, pretty easy to do. And probably the easiest one, I did the easiest one first, is just a left align, nice big bold sans serif font in this case. Helvetica, or I got veneer here, or you can do another thick font like Arial or something like that. So there you go. Those are 9 very simple text-only designs for t-shirts that sell. I found examples of these across Redbubble, TeePublic, and Amazon. Now you can do the same thing if you're selling on Etsy. Go do some research and find out which text designs do really well, or if you're selling another print-on-demand place, you can do that. If you want to learn how to do that arch text in Illustrator, I'll put that video right here. It's not the whole video, but it's in that video, so you can see how to design in Illustrator and how easy it is to do that arch text. You can do it in Photopea as well, and other places. So have fun with this one. Thanks again for watching, and as always guys, keep creating and keep learning. I'll see you on the next one.